All right.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to the very early morning show with our boy, Scotty. Scotty.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
So today we're going to be talking about Sony's new studio, TeamLFG. Seems they got bit by that live service bug and they just cannot get off of it. Golly, man. I wish they would, because they built their reputation off of great single player games. But anyway, then we're going to talk about Nintendo has a new policy where it's asking you to not sue them. And then that kind of feeds into, what's going on with Palworld, and they have to change some of their game mechanics because they're being sued by Nintendo. So it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, but we've got a few trailers that we're gonna get into. Freaking I don't know about GTA 6. I watched a lot of Skill Up, and he was saying that they were copyright striking everything. So we may or may not get into it. We're probably gonna get into it.
We can certainly talk about it.
Yes, we'll get. Yeah. We'll watch it. Whatever. We'll watch it. Spirit of the North. I'm currently playing that on PlayStation 5, but I haven't touched my PlayStation 5 in like months. I've been playing Steam Deck.
Okay,
Steam
you've been converted.
I've been converted. Oh, it's so bad, dude. I need to go back to that. But apparently, one of the games I've been playing has a sequel, and I really like this game. It's a little bit jank. You could tell it's an indie, right? But it's nice to just kind of shut your brain off and just go on a journey. You don't have any boss fights, you don't have anything like that. You're just freaking chilling. And then that sequel, can't wait to see that. Yeah. We're gonna see the Old Country. Was it Mafia Old Country? We're gonna watch that trailer.
Yes,
I have not seen it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then I think that is it. So let's get started with the trailers. I have it queued up right now. I don't even know which one's first, but let's take a look-see. Holy. There's the jank. Yeah. But it is a really cool game to just shut your brain off and just roll with it. It's great. Like Goat Simulator. Yeah. This one is the sequel. Oh, that's sick. Look at that. It's Spitter of the North too.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I have seen that, the first one. Yeah, Spirit of the North. Okay.
I think I will be getting this, man. To be 100% honest. It still has the jank. But it's nice to see the story continuing on. Oh shoot. Sorry. Can you hear that?
Yeah, okay. I did hear that. I thought something was wrong on my end, so that's fine.
It's all me, man. Yeah. But I like how the jank doesn't bother me, especially with a game like this where you're just going through no boss battles or anything like that. You're just playing the game. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice to have that once in a while. What do you think of the trailer?
Yeah, like it looks cool. I can see the appeal.
Right on.
Like
okay.
The first one, I'm gonna say I downloaded the first one. I just never got a chance to actually play it.
Right on.
Or maybe
okay.
I played it, but I couldn't get into it. Either or. Yeah, I know it was downloaded.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I can see there's an audience for it.
Mhm.
It's like those. It's somewhat of a simulated game, I
Mhm.
guess, to a degree. And you got so many of those type of games now. I think they're popping. If I'm honest.
Okay.
Like you got there's a cat one, Stray.
Yes.
I think
Stray.
it reminds me of that. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't played that game. It's on my wish list on Steam.
Yeah, I've not played it, but I've seen like videos on YouTube. I can see the lure with these games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why you'd get that.
Right on.
It seems very therapeutic.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to describe it. If I'm
Yeah.
being 100% honest though, Stray, definitely you could tell the budget was there for Stray. This one,
Yeah.
not so much. But again, I'm not tagging them for that. I think this is going to be a good sequel. You know, I'm playing through the first one whenever I touch my PlayStation again. Not like that. Get your heads out of the gutter, people. But whenever I start playing it again, that's the one I'm gonna make it through, dude. Okay, shame on me. I still haven't made it all the way through Black Myth Wukong.
No, that's fine, man. We're in the same boat. I haven't either. I'm still stuck on that like mission where the guy in the water and he just you got like 3 stages and you're like, what? Like, how am I gonna beat this guy? And my energy's so low as it is, and that there's an evolution of him.
Yeah, that's
like,
the snake guy, ain't it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is. And I'm like, right.
Yeah.
So I've not played it since. And the thing is, you know, when you haven't played a game in so long,
Mhm.
and you have to get used to the buttons again.
Yes.
So you know it's gonna be a chore.
It's like on a boss that you're having trouble with and you don't play it, and then you've got to learn it by playing the boss. No, dude, that's rough.
I know it's frustrating as hell.
I can only imagine. Oh, there was. I'll save that one for the back end. All right, so. Have you watched the Mafia Old Country trailer? Because they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, but we can still watch it.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Good. So we good to get your reaction.
Because they've got some gameplay in there too, apparently, that I want to take a look at. Yeah. But let's get into that one real quick. I have it all keyed up. Gosh, it's got a laundry list of like its ESRB rating. It's like intense violence, blood and gore, suggestive themes, strong language, use of alcohol. It's like, dude, this is gonna be a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's all you need in a game. Oh shoot. That dude's voice is crazy. Torizi. Brutal. Dude, the gameplay looks so good. Dude, this is crazy. Yeah. Dude, I've never been car sick before, but that kind of made me car sick. Sheesh. Yeah. Yeah, this is probably a day one buy right here. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Wow. Wow.
It's not far away. Not far away at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think that's a day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what do you think? You've seen it for the first time. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it looks absolutely immaculate. It looks so good. It looks so good.
Yeah.
God. And so these are the kind of games you want to see on next gen, consoles.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a lot of these, man. And we're like 5 years into this generation.
We're 5 years in.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy, but you're right. Yeah, that's crazy when you think about it. It's been a while, but yeah. But I suppose it's like, when like the consoles first come out, I guess like everyone's getting used to the specs, used to the mechanics, how it works. And I suppose you're not going to get your better games until during the mid cycle, I guess, if that's the right term to use.
Okay.
And then so if it's been out for like 4 or 5 years, that's when you should really get used to the specs and then produce a game, because you're so used to the console's mechanics now. So maybe that's probably what we're seeing. We're seeing these games, better quality games, in comparison to what we had before. Because before it was just upscales.
Yeah.
In theory.
Remasters.
But I'm looking forward to Mafia. Have you ever played any of the Mafia games?
No, I have not. I know it's really similar to Grand Theft Auto though.
Yeah, it's brilliant, man.
But the story
the first two,
yeah.
Oh, the first two, I couldn't really get into the third one, if I'm honest. But the first two, amazing.
All right.
Story wise, it's just immense.
Getting it
especially
on Steam.
Yeah. Are you like a big fan of like Mafia like stories and like the Italian mobs and stuff like that? Like Godfather, are you into any of that?
Kind of. It's because I really like the especially if it's what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it had Mark Wahlberg. I can't remember, but it's kind of like that. Like Leonardo DiCaprio is the cop infiltrating the syndicate.
I watched this not long ago.
It's really good.
Not Shutter Island.
Not Shutter Island. That is also a very good one though.
Okay. I don't know then.
Jeez, so good. But yeah. So I especially like those. A Sleeping Dog story.
Yes. That. They need to make another one of that. They need to make another one of that game.
We've been talking about like adaptations, like gaming to movie adaptations, dude. Sleeping Dogs would have been perfect for a movie, dude. Golly.
That definitely would have worked, because the thing is as well, it's like you're kind of trialing those type of games as a movie, because we haven't seen a Grand Theft Auto movie, and easily the third, Vice City, San Andreas, and the one of Nico Bellic, the fourth one. Even the fifth one, I'm not too sure, but I think those other ones you can make movies out of those. I think GTA 4, you could definitely make a movie out of that.
See,
like that was just crazy.
Where is Hollywood on these? You know what I mean? And especially if we're talking about Sleeping Dogs, you have like the infiltration aspect of it. You have the kung fu aspect of it.
Yes.
So you can. It's like John Wick, but you add all this other stuff to it. It's like, dude, you could totally do this. It
could definitely work. I mean, with Mafia, you can argue that could be done, but then it's difficult with those type of movies, because I feel like movies like Godfather 1 and 2, I like the third one. I know that gets crapped on, but I like the third one. Like it's left such a mark from a film perspective. It'll be a difficult film to follow, even if you made the game off Mafia. Made a movie on the game off Mafia. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this Mafia game.
Okay, me too.
For those reasons, I'm quite big on the Mafia, like the Italian type of like history, the style of it. Like, I'm a big fan. So like, I'm looking forward to it. And I think I'm more excited because the third one didn't really appeal to me.
Okay.
Just couldn't get into it from a story perspective. It might be good. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. But I feel like this will this will hit different, I think.
Okay. And I do like here, hold on. I'm so sorry. But I do, after I get done with Star Wars, that those will probably be next on my list. I don't think I have anything else in the backlog right now. So yeah, Mafia. Done and done.
Yeah, I think you can probably get that on either Game Pass or PlayStation Store. I look into that first, because I think you can probably get it for free.
Right on. But I like Steam. I
no,
really
it might be
like
on
Steam.
Steam. It might be. It might be. I'm fairly certain they've been doing deals where you can get this for free. I'm sure I've seen it.
Right on.
And I imagine, yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
go.
No. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I imagine they're probably gonna promote it as well with this new game coming out, The Old Country. So
yes, perfect. It's like you can get a bundle.
Yeah.
For a certain
They
amount
do
or whatever.
bundles. They do the bundles. Yeah, they do the bundles. Yeah, because the one I got, it's the bundle. The one I've got. It's got 1, 2, and 3 in it, but it's got 1 and 2 that's remastered.
Oh shoot!
Right, the definitive editions. Yeah, so because Mafia's been out for years, so I didn't play the original. I don't know if it was on PS1, PS2, but I didn't play the original. I played the definitive, so I'm seeing it with the enhanced graphics.
Yeah.
And the detail of it, and I'm just thinking, wow, why have I taken this long to play this game? Like, this is crazy.
I had a buddy. I was backseat gaming the first one, and I wanted to. I can't remember what the heck was going on in my life at the time, but I couldn't play it. But yeah. All right. Let's get into our next one. This was going to be the GTA 6. Here's my appeal to Rockstar. Rockstar, we are a small channel. Please don't copyright strike this. All right, don't do it. Golly,
please.
Yes, we're watching this thing. We're about to watch. We're
just fans.
Yeah,
you know, like
huge fans.
You know, we're a fan of your work.
Yeah. Oh, and did you hear that? From the second trailer, all of that was captured on the PlayStation 5. All of it.
I heard about that.
Dude,
if that's the case, that's crazy. It didn't really sink in until I saw someone did a comparison photo of the last GTA with this one. And then that's when you really see, wow, like,
holy crap,
they've gone in.
And again, I watch a lot of Skill Up, and he was saying the development budget for this thing was like $2 billion.
You can imagine this game is gonna last. How long did the last GTA last? About a decade?
Yeah.
This is gonna last 2 decades. Like, I think it will last longer than a decade.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Because I reckon the maps are gonna be huge. I reckon there's gonna be so many things to do, and there's gonna be DLCs left, right, and corner.
Yeah.
Left, right, and center. So
where? Because we talked about this too, because they're reaching kind of a what do you call that? Where you can't go any further.
Ceiling, like a ceiling.
Yeah, they're reaching the ceiling on graphics. The graphics are really, really good nowadays. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
This could be around, like you said, for a decade, 2 decades. This could be around for a while.
And that's what I was saying before about like the consoles and understanding its capabilities. Like, obviously, Rockstar have been working with, I imagine, with this gen of consoles for a while, so they understand what the specs can do. They want to push it to the limit, and we can see it, and we'll see it in a minute. Like with the trailer, they've clearly pushed the console specs to its maximum potential.
Right on.
And that takes a while. So like, there's probably a reason for the delay, because they probably found out they could push it even more.
So apparently, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he came out and was talking about this. Let's see if I can find his video real quick. Well, it'll be a quick little aside here. Golly, this guy. Anyway, let's get into the trailer, and I'll see if I can find it after. It's really funny. It's really funny. All right, here we go. Good night. Dude, it is freaking crazy. What's even better is like it looks super lived in. You've got the grunge, the dirt, like the attention to detail is just crazy, man. Yeah. They got the hair right. The hair looks good, man. It's like that was a big sticking point for me. I didn't get into the ESRB rating on this one. Dude, I guess yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. Oh gosh. Hey now. Oh, and I heard they're bringing back a San Andreas thing where you can actually like go to the gym and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. This whole thing is just crazy, dude. It's all captured on the PlayStation 5. So all the cutscenes will look just like this, which is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they'll do a thing where they're like the last GTA. You could choose between, can't remember their names now, Franklin.
Mm,
Can't
three,
remember the other two
the
guys,
three guys, yeah.
Trevor,
Yeah.
and oh, I can't remember the last guy. No, I can't remember. But basically, you can choose. I think on this one it'll be the same. You can choose between the guy and the woman. I think you can choose between them. That's the vibes I'm getting because
Yeah,
you saw
maybe.
some scenes where I don't know if it's her in the cage fighting,
Oh,
but
yeah,
you've
yeah.
seen some scenes of her doing some stuff.
Mhm.
He's doing some stuff.
Mhm.
So like it's like he's picking her up from prison. It looks like.
Mhm.
So that's obviously you playing as him.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I imagine she's gonna have some missions where you play as her, so you intertwine between the two.
That's gonna
the
be kind of
impression I'm
sick.
getting.
Dude, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for real. It's something different because they've never done that before. I mean, the character select they did with the last game, but
Mhm.
like for as a couple, so it's like it seems like a Bonnie and Clyde
Yeah.
type of
Yeah, yeah.
type of game.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it could work, man. I
Yeah.
know like there's been a lot of talk, like is it gonna be woke? Is it gonna be this X, Y, and Z? But it looks cool, man.
It looks
like,
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
What
Well,
about
are you getting it day one?
It depends on the pricing. If I'm being 100% honest.
We haven't spoke about the pricing. What do you think the price is going to be? Now we've seen an increase of games recently.
I think they're gonna come in and undercut it. To be 100% honest, I think they're gonna undercut Xbox and Nintendo. I think it's gonna be a $70 game, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you reckon? Like just the standard, because they're obviously going to bring out deluxe versions and stuff like that. I would have thought.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but it will sell. I think. Do you think this would be the best-selling GTA of all time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Likewise. Now, do you think it's going to be the best-selling game of all time?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I think the same. Yeah, I think the same. What else? Yeah.
It's freaking awesome. Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Let's see if it's I don't even remember where I saw it, but I just thought it was hilarious. Let's do this. Let's see.
Shout.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what was
God.
that?
It's Neil deGrasse Tyson. Here, check him out. Check him out real quick. So Gooders. So
Well,
apparently we're all scientists.
That's crazy. Even just the term gooning just sounds funny to me.
It does. Yeah. Dude, once I heard it and I was like, God, I hate these new terms that these kids are coming out with. It's like, I'm the old man screaming on the lawn now. It's like, it's like what the heck is cap anyway?
That is funny.
Oh my gosh. But so this one, okay, so have you caught up with the Daima?
No, I haven't started it.
No,
I have not started it. No.
Okay.
The last time I watched Dragon Ball Z was Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
No, tell a lie. Sorry, that's the last time I watched it. The last time I read it was the saga with I can't remember his name, but he's got a wolf face.
Oh, gotcha. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's like early on in the that's like the first tournament between Beerus and his brother, I want to say.
I can't remember. It was after Dragon Ball Super though, like the timeline. It was after that. Yeah. Ooh, no, you're thinking of Deborah, I think.
Not Deborah. Oh wait.
Okay.
Because Deborah is the he was the king of
yeah, you told me he's in Daima, isn't he?
He was the not through like flashbacks and stuff like that. Right. Because he got killed by Boo or whatever. So he was the king of the demon realm. He was the king of the demon realm. But yeah, I can't remember the name of because it's even with the wolf guy, he has like 2 other brothers, doesn't he? That he fights in the tournament with.
I'm gonna say yes. But I did read it, but I can't remember his name. But it was sick though.
Yeah.
So I hope they like animate that.
I want. Okay, see now another side tangent. Here we go. Here, chick. So, here. Oh, here we go. Calm down, YouTube. Now, tell me. Okay. This has got to be it. Here, check this out. Tell me if this is the one. Are those the wolves you're talking about? Right on. And this one, I think this was in the Tournament of Power. So they had like a tournament by themselves with Beerus and his brother. They're from Beerus's brother's universe. Oh my God, if I could speak right now. But they're from Beerus's brother's universe, and they were fighting Goku. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're definitely from another universe, because the thing I was thinking is, obviously we saw Jiren. I was like, they need to do something with Jiren here, because Jiren is that guy is just too OP, man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry, you were saying Daima. So what? They've what are they doing? What are they cooking with, man? Tell me.
We've got a new trailer. This is, golly, you just got to see it. You got to see it. I'm not going to tell you what game is. It's like a DLC for a game. I don't want to tell you which one. I don't want to give you any breadcrumbs whatsoever. Just check this out. Right. Check this out.
Okay. All right.
RIP people's eardrums. That's a little loud. This is sick. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I've never played, but because I like a more I want it to be more linear, dude. I don't want to be going around the entire world, but like watching the like people play through the main story of it. Yeah, dude, I could do that all day, because they really they killed it as far as the graphics. Oh, dude, like the Vegeta and Goku fight, the Saiyan saga. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. It's
you know what though.
So good.
The one thing I say about Dragon Ball Z games, right? It's always the same in a sense where, because we know what to expect with the story, you know, and it's like something's got to give. Like, I think they did try to do something different. I can't remember the game. It was it Goku? You know, it might have been Kakarot even, where they just completely. I think you can be Goku or your own Super Saiyan or your own character basically, and you just do your own story. I can't remember which one that was, but other than that, it's all just been
rehashing of the same story.
Yeah, basically, it's just like, all right, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, the nostalgia is crazy, but you know, for you know the full price, like every time.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But I gotta say, like, some people have really outdone themselves as far as the animation of it, you know, because like when you're going through, because there are some parts of Dragon Ball Z going through them, you can see a significant downgrade in the animation. You know, when Goku's fighting Majin Vegeta, that's some of the it looks so good, but then you get to the next episode and it's like, oh, what happened? You know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, no shade.
That was a great fight, by the way. That was a great fight.
Dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Golly.
Good times, man.
I'm glad they're friends now though. I
know.
Yeah. Freaking Vegeta is probably the most fleshed out character in Dragon Ball Z. He's probably the most fleshed out. Goku, he just wants to get stronger. Vegeta had to kind of grow. He's the one who had an actual arc, you know.
Yeah, I think, did I read it somewhere, or I must have read it. It must have been in the same manga that I read. So Vegeta obviously was do you know the backstory how Vegeta's dad died?
Oh, I want to say Frieza killed him.
I think it was, on orders of Lord Beerus. Did you know
that? I don't know.
Yeah,
really?
I'm fairly certain. Yeah,
oh,
this is where it gets mad. I'm sure it's all in this manga. It's so mad. And then what happens is Vegeta feels it because he's meant to be what Goku is.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was destined to be.
Mm-hmm,
I think he's always seeing it as, yes, he has to match Goku just because, but he's the prince of all Saiyans, so he has to be better than Goku.
Yeah.
Just got a message in chat, by the way, Fox.
Oh,
morning, Bunny. Shout out to you.
Right.
Big shout out.
Good morning, Bunny.
Good morning. But I think Vegeta was supposed to be that guy, and obviously we all know Goku's that guy.
Yes.
So Vegeta's like catch up with Goku, but it's almost as if trying to surpass Goku at the same time.
Yeah.
Golly. He can never do it.
That's such a trip though. Like, man, the Saiyans, dude. I was just thinking about this not too long ago. I was like, dude, there is no other race that does it like that. Like, has so many transformations. Freaking, dude. They're constantly getting stronger. Now they're in different dimensions, you know, matching power levels with gods and stuff like this. Is like, dude, how did we get here?
When does it stop?
Yeah. It's like, and what kind of direction can we take this next? You know?
I don't. Yeah, I know. It's like going back to gaming, isn't it? Like the graphics were the graphics were good at the time for like PS1, PS2, we'll use that as an example. And we thought it can't get any better than this. And then the next wave comes out and you're like, wow, the graphics are getting better. And then when you get to PS4, that's when you see it get even better.
Yeah.
PS5, that gen, you're like, we don't really see the difference.
Right.
But then when you see GTA, for example, you see what it could be.
Yeah. Law of diminishing returns. That's what I was trying to think of. But yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The law of diminishing returns. You can't really get any better than they are right now. I think PlayStation.
This is
5,
it.
Yeah.
But this is it. That's what we were thinking. But they possibly could.
Maybe.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's so many ways. Like, but I think what they'll probably do, like with anything now, it'll probably just be the experience more than anything. So it might not be the graphics, but I don't know, like Bleach, for example. I watch a lot of Bleach.
Yeah.
Like if you see the Bleach now, the I think it's called the 1,000-Year Blood War. If you see the graphics in that, crazy, absolutely ridiculous.
Okay.
To a point where you wouldn't think it was like, put it this way, like 10, 20 years ago,
yeah,
you would never have thought it would look how it looks now.
Right on. Okay.
So they can, so we can be surprised. It's just,
all
we
right.
just have to be blown away because, you know, our bar's so high now.
All right, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, you're up. You're up if you can do better. I mean, shoot, man, I suggest you do that instead of charging $80 for games. But now let's get into the main stories. Also, Bunny said, how are you both? I'm doing all right. It's a little early for me though. Like super duper early.
I'm good. I was just replying to it actually. But
oh, right on,
both.
right on.
But yeah, all good, Bunny. Just hanging out with Fox.
Yeah.
It's early for Fox, so Fox appreciate that.
Yeah,
Bunny,
no
you know, it's like what 10:53 here in the UK, so you know I'm ready. Yeah. I'm raring to go.
It's like 4 a.m. here. It's like 4 in the morning. Oh boy.
Shit. Sorry, Fox.
Dude, it's all right. I work nights, so it's all good. It's all good.
It works out.
It does. But so I want to say we did hear whispers of this happening. Sony, but I think it happened like right after they decided to lay people off. What happened was they folded some of the Bungie layoffs into this new studio called TeamLFG. And let me just give you the description here. So they're focusing on team-based action games. So they're blending fighting games, MOBAs, and life sims. So whatever that looks like, I have no idea. What bothers me the most about this is that, you know, their fan base is built off single player adventures, you know, going into a world and going on a journey. That was PlayStation's bread and butter. Now they see all the money that could be made with these live services. What they don't see though is that it's only a few of them that are taking up all of the attention from gamers. It has to be an exception like Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals came in and just sucked the air out of every other game, and it's still holding steady right now. Even though it's been out for a while. It's got to be something exceptional like that. I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think they have the expertise to bring out something like a Marvel Rivals to take eyes off of, you know, the other games out there. And the market is saturated with them right now anyway. So but they won't let it go. They will not let it go. So this is coming straight from the PlayStation blog. Let's get into that real quick.
Let's do it.
So welcome TeamLFG to the PlayStation Studios family. We won't go through all of it, but I do want to get an idea of what they're going to be doing, right? So our studio is headquartered in Bellevue, Washington, with team members working both on site and remotely throughout the US and Canada. Okay. The LFG and TeamLFG stands for Looking for a Group. We are driven by a mission to create games where players can find friendship, community, and belonging. We want our players to feel excited when they log on to discover their teammates already hanging out online. We want our players to recognize familiar names and to make myths and memes out of each other. Hello, fellow kids. Hello, fellow kids. Sony, what? Don't fellow kiss me, man. We want our players to love remembering that one time where they pulled off that play that changed the whole story of the match. Okay. So here we go. So our first game is a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and frog-type games. Do you know what a frog-type game is?
No, frog type.
The only frog game I can think of is Frogger. That's it.
I'm just thinking, what's his name again? Hurry, he's on Killer Instinct as a special character.
Oh,
I can't remember his name. Yeah, you know how I'm on about. But that's the only frog that comes to mind. Even like Ninja Turtles, that's wait, they're not frogs, they're turtles. Oh dear. You know what? It's they're green.
yeah. I totally get it.
That's mad. That's mad discrimination. I'm sorry, turtles. You guys still my guys.
My guys, yeah. I think so. I've got all four. Like I've got the 1/4 scale, so they're or 1/16. No, it's 1/4. So they're pretty big, you know. And I'm missing Mikey back there. It's from the 80s movie. I want to say it was 89, 88 that it came out, dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Mikey, I gotta get him.
Yeah, go get Mikey, man.
Yeah. But don't know what a frog type game is. Players will inhabit a lighthearted comedic world set in a brand new mythic science fantasy universe. We can't wait to reveal more. Till then, we'll do our best. Thanks for reading. TeamLFG. So these are a bunch of Bungie devs, which is not a bad thing, you know. But
Bungie. Yeah. Okay, I must have missed that. Interesting. They're the same guys who did Halo.
Yes. Yeah. And
Destiny.
Yes. And Destiny's not doing too hot right now. So
it's been out for a while though.
Yeah, it's been out for a very long time. Yes. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. However, was it no, that couldn't have been Bungie. But it's what's his name? Freaking the co-CEO Herman Holst, who he was behind I can't even remember the name of it now. Concord. There it is. Freaking Concord. But yeah, so Destiny, okay, maybe that's what they're planning on doing with this, is kind of letting Destiny rest for a while, because they've been going hard at it for a long time. Maybe divert that energy over to TeamLFG and help them with whatever they're working on. But the fact still remains that this is going to be a live service, and in a sea of live service games, how are they going to stand out? How are they going to set themselves apart from everybody else? And I wish they would just let this go, get back to single player game. Give us a Days Gone 2, not this. You know what I mean?
I do. You're right. It's a very saturated market. That's what's. It's one of those, isn't it? Like you could, as you said, you could put your time and resources into something different.
Yeah.
But obviously, if they're confident this can work, then go for gold. But it is a very saturated market.
Yep.
But TeamLFG, like, I don't know why when I see LFG, I just think let's fucking go. I don't know. I think they know what they're doing here.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sorry for cursing. But
that's fine.
That's why I think that's what they're trying to get at. Let's be honest. Man.
Yeah.
Like, I think WWE they did something similar, I think, of their show.
Yeah.
But they just reframed it as legends and future greats.
Right. So apparently this looking for group, that's a common term for live service games. Looking for.
Is it?
Apparently, I read this and I was like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. If you're looking for someone to log on with you to go through Call of Duty or something like that, I could see that, but it's not the term I'm familiar with, because I play single player games. I don't get into the live service stuff.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm just reading the article back as well. So. If they've got individuals who've worked on successful games like Destiny, Halo, League of Legends, Fortnite stands out to me, obviously, because Fortnite's very successful.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then I suppose they might see something there which they could probably fulfill. So they might. So obviously we've got all of these online service games at the minute, which is all the same. They might have something a little bit different. Yeah, they might have something a little bit different that no one else has thought of yet.
Yeah,
potentially. But I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I want to
like
see
frog style games and
that
Sims
one.
And,
that one threw me for a
all
loop.
this stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, okay.
I'm still thinking that Killer Instinct character, by the way. Hold on. That's bothering me.
Go ahead.
I feel like I did the Ninja Turtle dirty there.
Killer Instinct's a pretty good game, dude.
He's a toad. Is it Battletoads? Battletoads? Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Rash. That's his name, Rash.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Rash. So basically, like, there's a game called Battletoads, and Rash is one of the characters. And that's what I was thinking of.
Rash.
And I think he is actually a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a frog. So that's what I was thinking of.
Right on. There you go.
I had to vindicate myself there. Like,
oh, it's
vindicated.
Heck yeah, do it to it, man. Forget
yeah, don't get cancelled, man. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like,
So I guess we'll sit here, cautiously optimistic that maybe they'll get it right this time. Here is also a name that is attached to this. Freaking Herman Holst, the one who brought over, Concord and said this is the next best thing. This is going to be our thing. Interesting. So temper those expectations, I should say. I shall say that.
An argument could be lessons have been learned.
Yes. A $400 million lesson. That's the lesson you don't soon forget right there.
it might be the case of, right, we got that wrong. Let's try to learn our lesson and get this right. So let's see.
Yeah.
We might be surprised.
All right. I'm hoping to be surprised because I'm tired of seeing Sony take L's, or PlayStation anyway. I'm tired of seeing them take L's. I really am.
Well, it's not as big as L as, sending your exclusive to another, that's a big L. And I'm getting that.
Yeah. Dude, I know, like, because you're an Xbox fan, I see this a little bit different. I'm trusting the process because I know that they are trying something. They're trying something. If it doesn't pay off, oh, dude, they're done. They're done with.
Yeah, I think financially it works.
Like, oh yeah.
If you put,
I'm getting it.
Gears of, yeah. Well, this is it, right? If you're putting like a Xbox game onto a PlayStation console, then and it sells, I imagine there's some royalties involved in Xbox.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft will get a chunk out of that.
Oh yeah, and watch,
that's crazy.
Gears of War will be on their top 10 bestsellers list, guaranteed, on PlayStation.
I think so. I think so. Because that's not even a
that was one of the games that I wanted to play the most on Xbox. Was Gears of War. Yeah.
I remember in college, like we had these wars, like PlayStation, Xbox wars. You know how it is. Right?
Yeah.
And being the Xbox guys, like we always had Gears of War. That was our thing. We said, I remember Killzone, I think was the equivalent on PlayStation. Killzone. There's a game called Killzone, and Xbox had Gears of War, and we said, oh, but we've got Gears in it, and they said, oh, they got Killzone. But it's like, yeah, but it's not Gears of War. Like, you don't have a duck and cover system like Gears of War. You don't have shotguns and lancers like Gears of War. You don't have chainsaws like Gears of War. And I don't know, man. Like, part of me's happy that Gears is getting recognition on the PlayStation side. Yeah. But like I was saying to you off air, the other side is a bit. But I don't know how to take that.
That's 100% fair, dude. That is fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
fair. It feels like all those years, all those battles, like, and friendly battles, of course, but all those battles with like your colleagues and stuff, you buying an Xbox specifically for this game, and then Microsoft turn around and say, oh, by the way, we're putting on PlayStation now. Like, it's got a sting somewhat. I can't explain the sting, but it's a sting.
Yeah.
And it's like
that's kind of happened to us a little bit too. Just because, like, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, they're not owned by PlayStation anymore. So
oh yeah.
So it kind of happened to us too, which you just kind of go with it, play them wherever you can, Good night. I can't remember when I found that out. It kind of broke me. I'm not gonna lie. That's like,
what about Spyro?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fair enough then. So it has happened the other way around. Okay, yeah. I mean, I get that. Okay. So you kind of know what I feel then.
Yes. Yeah. It broke me. I was like, dude, that was one of the reasons I loved PlayStation so much. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, they were Jak and Daxter. If they let Jak and Daxter. As a matter of fact, Naughty Dog should let someone else try it. Ooh, Toys for Bob. They should give it to Toys for Bob and let them freaking do something with it. Because what they've done with Spyro and Crash, dude, yeah, Toys for Bob can do that. They can take really good care of Jak and Daxter, I think.
You never know, man. Like, you should, if you really want this game back, this might sound a bit silly, but you should start a like a petition or movement on X, because I remember when there's a game called Power Stone. It was on Dreamcast. I don't know if you remember that game.
Shoot, back in
you
the
remember
day.
that game? Yeah.
No, just the Dreamcast.
Oh, but the Dreamcast. yeah. And there was a game called Power Stone, and you basically had to fight. It's like Smash Brothers, basically.
Okay.
And you had to fight each other for like the stone. I think you had to fight to get the stone.
Okay.
And there's a account on X, Power Stone account. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
I followed you when I first joined Twitter. I remember that. Shout out to you. And we just jumped on that bandwagon where they would post things about Power Stone and people retweet it. And now Capcom have actually bought the game back as part of their new pack, their Capcom pack, and Power Stone's in it. So you'd be surprised what social media can do.
Right on.
It does great things like that. Yeah.
So the thing with that, as long as whoever has that property, as long as they do right by it, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So if Toys for Bob got a hold of Jak and Daxter, I know Toys for Bob can do a good job with it. So I'd be totally fine with them doing like adding on to the story and stuff like that. That's another one. I got the Jak and Daxter bundle. I need to get through that on PlayStation. But again, haven't touched the PlayStation in months.
Yeah. That Steam Deck.
That Steam Deck. It's got its tentacles. Okay, I'm not even gonna finish that, just so nobody gets any ideas.
Yeah.
But all right. So LFG. Last thoughts, Scotty.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They've got minds from different successful games. Obviously, let's ignore the Concord, but you've got League of Legends in there, you got Halo in there, you got what else is in there? You got Destiny in there, and you got Fortnite in there. So, you can't not. How can I put it? Based on the previous success, let's see what happens, because it could surprise us. Is what I'm getting at.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. And what about yourself? What are you thinking?
I agree. There are a few red flags. Herman Holst is definitely throwing red flags up for me, but you make a really good point. Just like lessons learned. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
And the fact that Sony is like a dog with a bone and won't let this live service thing go. That's the red flag.
They want to get something. They can say, right, we've got this. This is going to keep us sorted for the next 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Basically. Also, I've just I've checked the chat. Bonnie said, "Please don't finish that sentence."
Don't worry. I won't. So I think Firewalk, the developers of Concord here, I think they had a similar makeup. Here, I'm looking it up right now. So Firewalk Studios was the studio known for developing the AAA multiplayer game Concord. So they had a creative director from Destiny, Ryan Ellis, Tony Sue, studio head, formerly a general manager and senior vice president on Destiny. So 2 Destinies. Elena Siegman, executive producer, formerly a producer on Guitar Hero 2, BioShock Infinite, and Destiny.
Ooh.
Other team members, individuals with experience in games like Mass Effect and Apex Legends. So,
yeah, I mean, there's certainly pressure, because when you got like individuals like that with those successful games, there is pressure. But they seem like individuals who adapt well to pressure. So let's see what happens. Otherwise, they wouldn't have produced the games they did.
Oh, well, and those were the devs from some devs, some managers, producers from Concord, from Firewalk Studios. So
Okay. Lessons learned.
Lessons learned.
Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope lessons learned.
Palworld, they learned a very painful one. I'm hoping those whoever worked on it landed on their feet, because like you said, lessons learned, dude. I hope they come back and freaking blow everyone away with something new. Let's get into this next one. So Nintendo,
oh yes,
they have a policy, a new policy, asking you not to what do you call it? Yeah, you can't do a class action lawsuit. Okay, so here's the article. New Nintendo of America policy asks users to give up their rights to class action lawsuit and call customer service instead. Most matters can be quickly resolved in this manner. Yeah. And so in the article, they say what it stems from. The stick drift for the Switch in the class action lawsuit. I think they were dismissed ultimately, but I think they are afraid of getting into that position again. So they're asking you to give up your rights to a class action lawsuit. So let's get into this real quick. I'm so sorry. Nintendo of America's latest end user license agreement includes a new segment asking users to agree to waive their right to join a class action lawsuit against the company. During the lifespan of the Nintendo Switch, Joy-Con drift was a hot topic and one that got Nintendo a lot of heat from fans. It was the subject of 2 class action lawsuits filed in 2019 and 2020. They were eventually dismissed. And while Nintendo has confirmed that the new Joy-Con 2 controllers are designed from scratch with new sticks, there's been no confirmation that the problem is fixed for the Nintendo Switch 2. Here is where you would find this in clause 16 of the EULA reads, this arbitration provision precludes you and Nintendo from suing in court, having a trial by jury, and participating in a class action. You and Nintendo agree that arbitration will be solely on an individual basis and not as a class arbitration, class action, or any other kind of representative proceeding. You and Nintendo are each waiving the right to trial by a jury. So let's see. This is where they say most matters can be quickly resolved in this manner to customer service. And there was here. So you can waive, or you can, decide to opt out of it. But here's what they say about that. Users also are given the right to opt out of Nintendo's arbitration requirement by sending a written notice of this decision to the company's Redmond, Washington headquarters. However, you only have 30 days from the day you agree to the EULA to do so. So you can't opt out, but you have to, it's not a box you can check to say, I opt out. You have to send a written freaking letter.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's nah. Yeah. Come on, man. That's just nah. What? This is the year 2025. Like, come on. Most things are online.
You just know this is their way of getting out of it, because either you're going to forget, or
exactly, or you're not going to bother.
You're not going to bother, or that letter's not going to get there in 30 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. If it's not a first class stamp, then
yeah.
Who knows what happens with second class stamps? Do you have stamps in the States?
We do.
Oh, you have stamps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I sound like you guys are on another planet or something. Do you guys have stamps? To be fair, who's mailing these days anyway?
No one is. But
it's all online.
I get where you're coming from too, because it's the same way. It's the same way.
Yeah.
It goes. It's the back and forth. The beans on toast. The like your guys' slang. I freaking love it. But like you said, it feels like we're coming from different planets.
Yeah. But it's funny because I say American slangs now instinctively without realizing. But because I've just been watching American movies all my life, to be fair.
There you go. Yeah. It's
man.
banging on.
Banging on.
Is that it? Did I use that in the right context?
I know what you're trying to do. So like banging on, like when you're like keep saying the same thing, like he's banging on about it, or nagging. You're nagging me about it. Yeah.
That's freaking great.
I'm sure like Buddy's gonna have a field day listening to this.
Right on. So what do you think? what do you think about this new policy? Do you think this is their way of trying to kind of avoid responsibility, trying to shirk the responsibility of like if players are pissed off, if they're pissed off to sue, pissed off enough to sue, dude, it's like, and then them just kind of just like, no, don't sue us. No, you can't sue us. No responsibility. What's that? No.
That's so funny though. Like, well, I mean, depends what it is. It depends what it is. I mean, yeah, in most cases you call customer service anywhere. That's standard. But and I think that's why they quoted most matters can be quickly resolved in this matter by calling customer service, which is true, I guess. Firstly, we need to make sure there's customer service there to pick up the phone. That's the first thing. And hopefully, customer service don't have to wait for God knows how long in a queue to get answered to. So they're the first few things. But it depends. It depends what it is. I mean, I know people in general want to bloody sue for anything and everything.
That's true.
But it honestly depends what it is, because some cases might be valid. Like that. This sounds like, oh, by the way, you can't sue against us, period. And it's like, well, hold on, like you don't know what it is. Like, I hope this doesn't happen. We could buy the new Nintendo Switch, we turn it on, and that console blows up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but you can't sue because there's a new. And it's like, wait, hold on, but every device that I put into my socket is working completely fine. I put it in the Nintendo console, and all of a sudden it's blown up. I can't sue. I got to call customer service.
Now I wonder how that went down, right? So if it was a situation where the Joy-Cons weren't, the drift is so bad, and they did call customer service and they were like, oh, sorry, we can't do anything for you, then they should be able to sue. You gave me a defective device and you're not giving me any recourse to get a new one or to send it in to get repaired or anything like that. I'm gonna sue you. I mean, if that does damage, like if there's any damage involved, what would you expect the customer to do? Just call customer service, I will ship you a new console. It's like, well, no, hold on, what about the damage that's been caused? And that could be anything. That could be the console, the pads. Obviously, if anything other than that, I can't think what else it could be, but I imagine in the terms and agreements they've covered that. So for example, the age restrictions on games and stuff, obviously it's covered, right? Because it clearly says it's an 18 plus game. So anything that's not 18, that's a you problem. So I get that. But they're definitely covering themselves, because they can't say, you can't sue us at all. It depends what it is. You're exactly right. But in a case where you leave no recourse whatsoever, you have to have it. But in the case of your device blowing up in someone's face, come on.
This is it though. Like obviously we're hoping that doesn't happen, of course.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like things like that do happen.
They do.
Like it's like Xbox when they had the red ring of death. Like I don't know how many people filed lawsuits, but like if you purchase a console, it doesn't work because there's a red ring on it. Well, and then when you call customer service and say, all right, you need to replace the console, if they turn around and say we can't replace it because you bought it or you can't be refunded, of course there's going to be a lawsuit on the back of that.
Exactly.
You've just lost money for something that doesn't work.
It's like you expect us not to sue about that. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Bunny made a good point in the chat. She quoted and said, "You are number 5001 in the queue. Please wait or call back later." Right? So, but that's a valid scenario. That's what happens. So sometimes you might not even get through to them, and if you do get through to them, if you've told customers they can't, if they've signed an agreement that they can't sue, I'm sure the staff members are going to think, oh well, we don't really want them to sue. So what do we do? And they won't even get to that sue conversation, that lawsuit. It won't get to that point. So you're right, folks. It's like they're trying to block off every single route to get to that point. And opting out, what, you have to write a letter to opt out?
Yes, I know. You know that's
to me, this is it. Like, so, that tells me something's gonna happen with Nintendo, and they're saying, you know what, we're covering ourselves right now.
Bro,
that's what it sounds like.
I didn't even think about that. I I didn't even go that far. I just thought that was like, huh, that's really silly for them to do. It's like, okay, what's wrong with the Switch 2? Why are you preemptively putting this out there?
This is it. So if it, like they're trying to soften the blow, it sounds like. So if they sell like, I don't know, like 1 million copies in the first day, for example, all right, we have a scenario where we could have 1 million people file a lawsuit. So well, let's soften the blow. If 300,000 of them, like, you know, sign this agreement, then we only have to worry about the 700,000. So I don't know. It just sounds a bit bizarre.
That is a great point.
And it's out next month, isn't it? Nintendo.
I haven't been keeping up with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it's out next month. June, the month June.
Right on.
Fixed to my brain. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's find out. Nintendo Switch 2. Let's find out. It is out in June 30th. No, hold on. No. Why is it showing me Switch 1? Pre-orders available. I'm sure it's June.
Okay.
I'm sure it's June.
That's crazy.
Anyone watching, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it's June. Oh, it is June. It is June.
Gotcha. I was about to say it would make sense. The Switch released on June. Switch 2 releases in June. That makes sense. They would want to do something like that. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems interesting.
Seems suspicious. Nintendo.
I know.
What's going on with the Switch 2?
I know. What's going on? Making it so difficult for people to opt out as well. That's just, come on, man. It's like a subscription when you got to go through every single like page to find the cancel button, you know?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you for that. This kind of, here's an aside though. So the FTC, they decided to delay their rule that companies have to have a one button cancel button.
Why? Did they say why?
I didn't read into it. I was gonna add it in, but I was like, oh dude. Well, I'm gonna go back and read it. I'm gonna go back and read it and then update it next time we're on. But yeah, that's kind of, it's like right when you think it's like, yeah, they're you know, fighting for the common man, and then they go ahead and do something like that. I don't know why they would pause it. Maybe they have a good reason, but you know.
Yeah, it'd be good to know the reason. I will reserve judgment until, well, you know what? Not reserve judgment. I don't judge anybody, but like we're awaiting the reason.
Yeah.
Let's just say there'll be no comments until we see a reason.
Right on. Fair enough. Now, while Nintendo is trying to keep you and I from suing them, they are suing, you know, other people. So let's get into it.
Oh no,
Yes.
The cheek of it. The absolute cheek of it.
Yes. So to be fair, they did this, I want to say they started the lawsuit beginning of this year or late last year. So, but still, this is like, they don't want to be sued, but they want to go out and sue other people. And when it comes to Pocket Pair, it's for the dumbest reasons. And the precedent that this could set is awful stuff. So let's get into this. This is coming straight from Pocket Pair. They're being forced to, you know, TLDR. I learned what that meant not too long ago, but too long didn't read. They're putting this out there to let people know that they're changing mechanics due to the lawsuit that they've got going on with Nintendo. So it says, we would like to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation for the continued support of our fans over the past few months. We apologize for not being able to share as much information as we like, but we trust our fans understand how difficult it is to be fully transparent while litigation is ongoing. Currently, we remain involved in prolonged legal proceedings regarding alleged patent infringement. Now, so when Palworld came out, everyone was like, oh God, they're going to be able to get copyright infringement, all that.
Yeah.
And turns out it's fine. Pals are fine. They look very, very closely. They look a lot like Pokemon, but they aren't. They're different enough to where Nintendo's lawyers told them, hey, you won't be able to get them on this. But Nintendo found a way. It's kind of like in Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. Life finds a way. Nintendo will find a way to sue you. But
there's a loophole somewhere.
Yes, dude. So let's get into this patch, November 30th, 2024, we released a patch, V0.2 3.11 for Palworld, this patch removed the ability to summon pals by throwing pal spheres and instead changed it to a static summon next to the player, which honestly, I would love to see what that looks like, but just how they described it, I have no problem with that. Several other game mechanics were also changed with this patch, as many have speculated these changes were indeed a result of the ongoing litigation. Everyone here at Pocket Pair was disappointed that the adjustment had to be made, and we fully understand that many players feel the same frustration. Unfortunately, as the alternative would have led to an even greater deterioration of the gameplay experience for players, it was determined that this change was necessary. There's also another, oh, here we go. Okay, so furthermore, we regret to inform our players that with the implementation of patch V0 5.5, we must make yet another compromise. From this patch onward, gliding will be performed using a glider rather than with pals. Pals in the player's team will still provide passive buffs for gliding, but players will now need to have a glider in their inventory in order to glide. We understand that this will be disappointing for many, just as it is for us, but we hope our fans understand that these changes are necessary in order to prevent further disruptions to the development of Palworld. So, just to talk about the actual lawsuit. So, they couldn't get him on anything that Nintendo owns, right? They couldn't get him on the copyright infringement. They couldn't get him on, anything they might have taken from Nintendo to build this world, these pals, or anything like that. They can't get them for that. What they got them on is, and if I'm not mistaken, they tried to patent this stuff months before they brought this lawsuit to Palworld. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that we read that in an article about this subject in particular. But the throwing of the ball, they're trying to copyright that, or trying to patent that. And flying on a monster, they're trying to apparently patent that. And so the precedent that this sets is that creative, like you can no longer take like something you see you think is awesome and kind of make your own version of it and put it out into the world. It's like, you won't be able to throw a ball to catch anything anymore if this lawsuit ends up going in Nintendo's favor. You won't be able to ride a pal or a monster anymore that looks like a Pokemon if this lawsuit goes in Nintendo's favor. So what I'm hoping happens is that whoever is litigating this, right, comes out and says, this is ridiculous. You can't patent throwing a ball to catch something. You can't. It's an action,
It's a thing, like,
yeah,
in anything,
yeah,
like even when you throw, all right, well, you throw grenades, like you do that and throw a grenade,
yes.
Like cricket, you throw the ball,
Mm-hmm.
like, I suppose their argument is, I assume, I don't know how Palworld, I don't know how Palworld works,
Mm-hmm.
but I imagine they throw a Pokeball of some sort. I don't know if it's called that. and what do you call those? What are they called? Pal monsters or something?
Pals. Yeah, just pals.
So,
yeah.
So I assume the pal comes out of the ball and it goes back into the ball, I guess.
Yes. Yep.
I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not wrong. I mean, as in Nintendo are not wrong, but it goes back to the other article. So, do you want to speak to their customer service team about this?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's unfair. Like, you can't turn around. No, people can't sue us, but we can sue you. Like,
yeah. It's like, so let's say Indiana Jones was the first to do a lasso swing right across a ravine or something like that. That's like them patenting that and saying no one else can do that in a movie or a game. It's like, dude, what? Come on. You can't patent that. What are you talking about?
It's one of those. I just feel like, excuse my term. It's like they want to catch a body. they literally, Nintendo are like, you've clearly stolen our idea. We're gonna get you for something. We're gonna get you for something.
100%.
And they're just literally trying to find anything. Like we all know, like Palworld have obviously looked at Pokemon, I assume, and and used them as inspiration.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're just ripping it off. I just think they've used it as inspiration, by the sounds of it.
Yep.
But obviously Nintendo haven't taken too likely, or maybe they see it as, well, they should have been consulted first.
Yeah.
And if they were consulted, they probably would have told them to do one at the same time. So when we say do one, that means get lost, basically. UK slang, it's like do one, yeah, basically, in case you're wondering. So yeah,
so great.
It's interesting. They can't copyright that though.
Yeah, I don't feel like they should be able to, because without Indiana Jones, Uncharted wouldn't exist. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. You're always gonna have like the master with these things, right? Like Netflix, we spoke about earlier. Netflix started the wave, and all these other subscriptions came along because they won't admit it, but Netflix is the master.
Yeah.
You don't go. I mean, I don't know what's happening, but I doubt Netflix are going around suing everybody.
It's like we're the only ones that can make this service.
Yeah,
we're the only ones that can do it. It's like,
but maybe that's what it is. They don't want the competition. They're like, well, no, this is ours. You're stealing our audience, or there's a fear that Palworld is building momentum to a point where it could be more popular than Pokemon. Maybe, I don't know.
I would love to see the numbers on that, though. That is a really good point. I wonder how much of the audience that Palworld has taken from Pokemon.
This is it. Yeah, that'll be a very interesting stat. But it sounds like to me Nintendo don't like competition.
No. no.
They definitely don't. Like, yeah, they clearly don't. Otherwise, you'd use this and think, right, how can we make Pokemon better? This is it. Like, they don't like the competition.
No one's allowed to take inspiration from anything.
Yeah.
From anything Nintendo, or you'll get sued.
Exactly.
They're so like trigger happy with the suing, dude. It's freaking crazy.
I know, but then if the shoe's on the other foot, like, you can't sue them.
Speak to our customer service, please.
Maybe, yeah, this is it. Maybe this is it, Fox. Maybe because they know, like, Palworld, like, they might start suing themselves.
That's
with something.
Here, because that's a good one to kind of get into real quick, because they're supposed to be partnering up with Sony to shoot. They're doing all kinds of stuff. I want to say they're getting stuffies and stuff like that. Like, they're expanding Pocket Pair's operation, which is super freaking cool. But I wonder if they put that on pause. Oh gosh, Sony Palworld. I want to say team up, but I can't think of any other word. Pocket Pair, the developer Palworld, has partnered with Sony Music Entertainment Japan and its subsidiary Anyplay. That's right, to form a new joint venture called Palworld Entertainment. This partnership aims to expand the Palworld IP through licensing, merchandising, and other business opportunities. While Palworld is currently available on PC and Xbox, there are no immediate plans for it to be released on PlayStation. Didn't they recently do that?
I don't know.
It just recently went to PlayStation, didn't it? Huh? What? Hold on. Huh.
This is very interesting, though. It's like, so they're obviously getting these new ventures and new opportunities. And
yeah, here, there's Palworld launches on PS5 today, but it's not telling me what day it was. But yeah, no, Palworld is on PlayStation.
Yeah, so it's building momentum by the sounds of it, and it sounds like Nintendo are trying to stop that momentum. That's what it sounds like to me.
So, oh, you know what? Here, where was I? Oh, okay. Here.
Bunny said she'll play Palworld out of spite. It's true. People would. Yeah. People would take a look at it and think, oh, what's this game? Just because of how Nintendo are acting.
Yeah. It does. Okay, so let me see. The earliest I have is July of 2024. So there hasn't been an update if they're still going through with the Sony and Palworld team up. So I was just gonna assume that they're still planning on teaming up and creating the merchandising and all that good stuff. So I'm glad to see that the Nintendo lawsuit hasn't affected that, because a lot of people love Palworld, dude.
Yeah.
We'll see. And to be honest, if Sony thought that there was going to be a big issue, I don't think they would have teamed up with the Palworld. I don't think they would have done it.
You're right. I doubt they would have wanted that heat.
Yeah,
which kind of makes sense. which kind of makes sense. But I heard an interesting quote the other day. It wasn't really a quote, but it was just someone just talking. And they said, you know how you make friends? You can make friends by everyone wanting the same idea, being successful together. Like when I hear stuff like this, I just think, why can't Nintendo and Palworld just sit down and compromise and be successful together?
Yeah.
I don't understand people's thinking, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just straight, let's just sue them, let's do this, let's do that. Why don't you just bring your minds together and build something great, and you're both successful?
Man, that's not Nintendo's thing. Nintendo's thing is it's kind of like the dragon hoarding the treasure. That's why you'll never see Mario on Xbox or PlayStation. You'll never see any of their exclusives on any other platform. You have to go to Nintendo to get their exclusives. Sony's kind of the same. Well, you know what? They're not as fervent about it as Nintendo is, because they're at least putting some of their stuff on PC. With Nintendo, as far as I know, if you want to play a Nintendo game, has to be on Nintendo,
and that's it. That's literally it. Mario Party, Nintendo. It's their exclusive, I guess, isn't it? Or they'll see it as, well, if you want Mario, then we will take so and so, wherever that is. But let's be honest, Mario will always sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So imagine you putting that on a PlayStation or an Xbox.
And see,
that's just,
dude, that's been my argument for a really long time. It's like, why not put them? Xbox is the perfect kind of guinea pig for this, and they're seeing returns on it, putting their stuff on PlayStation. They're seeing big. I want to say big. I don't know what those numbers look like,
but they're seeing money from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I imagine it's working. Otherwise, they wouldn't even put Gears of War on it.
Right. So
with
so we'll have to see what the Switch 2 does. We'll have to see how many numbers they put up. But if it's smaller than the Switch, the first one, you can only assume that it's gonna keep going down after that. Whatever console that comes after that. Where do you go from there? How do you keep making money? You have to share your IPs to. It's kind of like, I don't know if I've ever actually said it, but it's like going fishing. If you throw your reel in a small pond, you're only going to get a certain amount of fish. If you go to a lake, you have a bigger body of water that has more fish that you can introduce that bait to and get more fish. So why Nintendo? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not a small pond they're pulling from, because a lot of people, nostalgia, and they just have really fun games, But at some point, the amount of fish that you're going to be catching are all going to be the same. You know what I mean? You're going to be pulling in the same fish. You got to widen that pool out to pull in different fish, more fish. You have to. Yeah. In this day and age, dude, you can't. It's no more console wars. We're not playing that no more. It's the console wars are over now. So
I agree. It's a different audience, isn't it? It's like anything in life. Like imagine like you're applying for a job, right? If you just go to one job site, that is all the ads you're gonna see. If you go to a different job site, you're gonna see different jobs. So you're branching yourself out. So this Microsoft Sony collaboration, dare I say collaboration, might work wonders, because I imagine there's some sense of royalty in there for Microsoft, right? So if Forza sells well on PlayStation, then we get a cut out of that, right? So maybe like a 70-80% thing. I don't know, but I imagine there's a cut out of it.
Yeah.
And if you look at the ratio, and you've mentioned it, Fox, the ratio is 3-1. Yeah. So if you look at that, you got a crap load of people that have got PlayStations.
Yeah.
So you just dip Forza into that. You got a crap load of people that are going to buy Forza, which means if you've got royalties on that, you're going to get a percentage of that royalty. So not only have you sold Forza to the Xbox exclusive fanboys and fan ladies, of course,
yes.
but you've also sold it to that 3-to-1 ratio that have a PlayStation console, which means more money for Microsoft.
Yes, and so instead of having
that might be genius.
It is. It is. So
yeah, that's
just
crazy.
gears. So instead of dropping into that 30 million, now you're opening it up to 90. It's 90 million now. You know what I mean? That's why I'm hoping that they do well.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It can only work if they have like a percentage fee or royalties attached to the game.
And they definitely do.
Yeah, and I'm sure they do. If they didn't, then this wouldn't work. But that actually sounds genius. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just trust the process, Scotty.
Yeah,
trust the process, dude. They got it.
That Xbox side of me from college, man. I'm still not. I've got Gears of War games over there. God damn it! It was an Xbox exclusive.
So I guess, man, not only will Xbox survive, but they will thrive off of this. Possibly, mark my words, putting Sony in second place. If they play their cards right, if their strategy is on point, they could possibly be taking the number one spot. You know what I mean? And leave PlayStation in second place. I think that's a good thing because I want to play more games. I want to play Xbox games. I want to play PlayStation games. I want to play Nintendo games. I think eventually they will have to come into the fold too and start dipping their toes on different platforms because it's only a certain amount of pool or, players you're going to get. You got to throw those out to reel other players in to let them know, hey, Nintendo, we make good games too over here. People out here who don't own Nintendos, it's a bigger pool you can pull, I don't know.
It's like a marketing term. I can't remember what you call it, but basically you're generating it to more leads. You're advertising to more leads effectively.
Yep.
And then those leads could become opportunities where they buy your product.
Exactly.
I never saw it like that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that's a very genius idea.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
What do they call it?
That's crazy.
Numbers. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, that's crazy. So basically, let's say we use Gears of War as an example. So that's already being advertised to Xbox, right? So that's, I don't know, 1 million. Let's say for argument's sake, it's 1 million. But then if you put that same Gears of War game on the PlayStation, that's now being advertised to about 5 million, right? 7 million, right? For argument's sake. So it's got more eyes on it. You're going to sell to the Xbox fans and you're going to potentially sell to the PlayStation fans, which means it's more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you think PlayStation will ever do that in return to Microsoft?
I think they will end up having no choice. They will have no choice but to do it. They're doing PC just because for some reason they think that the console wars are still raging on. But
it'll never die. I think it's finished, but it will never die.
Yeah,
it will still be there.
And how many players like me who've always wanted to play Gears but never had an Xbox? The money that I spent on a console went to PlayStation, but I've always wanted to play, Gears of War.
Gears, yeah.
I'm happy as a clam, and I'm thinking of this as I want to play any game on any console anywhere. That's what I want to see happen.
That sounds familiar.
Play any game anywhere, period. So
exactly,
and that's where it looks like it's going. It looks like we'll eventually get there. I'm just saying that people have to. They'll have to, just because the numbers that they want to pull in. They want to see that arrow continuing to go up. Put it on PlayStation, get more eyes on it. Put it on Xbox, get more eyes on it. More potential customers.
Yeah. Just see, I see a comment from a remake Station 5. Palworld is a great game, by the way.
Oh,
thanks for that, because I've never played it. So
me neither.
So there's certainly an audience for it. And he or she also said you can get a Series S. It's cheap. So there you go, Fox. Get a Series X.
Same buddy says, better yet, go fish in the sea. This is true. So
oh yeah, see?
Yeah, all these companies.
All that fish.
Ooh. Yes, bro. You on Brawlhalla, Bunny? I love that game. That's the live service game that I always go back to.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, Brawlhalla is
I think
sick.
I should played it.
I love it. It's so fun. Yeah. Freaking J Bug was like, get on Brawlhalla. I was like, I'll do it when I get a chance. Got it. Couldn't put it down. Dude, I put the most hours into that game than I put in any other game.
It's a fighting game.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
All right. What, like Smash Brothers?
Kind of. Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a go.
But yeah,
when I get time.
Yeah, I know. Right?
So many things that
but like a remake Station 5, you could get a Series S. It's cheap. Not anymore. It's not as cheap as it used to be.
I forgot. They've increased the prices, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. So I mean, they said, and he was talking about Microsoft is a $3.2 trillion company, and that was another thing too, because Xbox has the backing of Microsoft. Yep. They could play the long game.
Of course.
They could play
Microsoft. Are not going.
They could play the ultra long game. You know, as long as you have $3.2 trillion behind you. You know.
Yeah, I mean, because Microsoft, as everyone knows, is a technology company. Obviously, it's a cloud-based company now because everything's going to the cloud. They got Azure services, right? Everything's going to the cloud.
Yep.
So this Xbox Game Pass strategy makes sense. Like, why produce hardware specs X, Y, and Z when everything can just be on the cloud?
Yeah.
I mean, Azure has like VM virtual machine servers. Like some people don't even have PCs because they just buy a virtual machine.
That's sick. Yeah.
Obviously, they've got the PC for the virtual machine, but in terms of like the specs itself, they could just buy a virtual machine and get all that resources and use it on the cloud. So so let PlayStation do the heavy lifting, get the consoles out and everything. We'll just attach our games onto it.
Yeah,
you sell it, we make money off it. That makes sense. And the thing is, that's if you think about it, the PlayStation fanboys are funding their rivals.
Yeah,
you ever thought about that, Fox? You're funding Xbox.
I don't see you guys as a rival. I see you as a more healthy competition to keep things on the right track. But so Sony doesn't lose their mind and we have another PlayStation 3 era thing going on. Golly, they were really smelling themselves, dude, during PlayStation 3. It was like, since the PlayStation sold like 160 million units, right? PlayStation 3 came out and was like, we're gonna price this high. We know you God, it's a quote from a movie. It was the Longest Yard remake with Adam Sandler. He was playing the QB. It's when he was trying to recruit for the football game, right? And he goes,
is it not for the wrestlers, that movie?
Yes.
There's a lot of wrestlers in that movie. Yeah.
And he goes, I knew you couldn't resist my shit. I don't usually cuss, but it's a quote. He said, I knew you couldn't resist my stuff. But that's how PlayStation really saw themselves. There's like, you can't resist us. We're going to price this high. We're not going to have a lot of games. You're still going to buy it. And people didn't. So they had to change the way that they marketed it. They lowered the price and then they buku games for the PlayStation 3. So
it would be interesting to be a fly on that wall with Microsoft and Sony discussing this. That would have been very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Because
something tells me this isn't it. I think there's probably more.
Yeah.
So you might be right. PlayStation might. Well, I don't know. PlayStation might. It might work in reverse order. You know, you might see God of War on Xbox. You might see what other exclusive? The Last of Us, The Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe can't rule it out.
They're already on PC too.
Yeah, but why would they? I guess like not a lot of people have Xbox these days, so why would they? Sony might be like, well, why should we?
Game Pass. Listen, if Game Pass has an explosion of subscribers, it's
true.
It's one of those things where
true.
You get to a point where you can't be denied. So if Game Pass does really good, Sony will have no choice. It's kind of like, perfect example, Steam, right? A lot of companies or studios were denying Steam. They wouldn't put their games on Steam. And then all of a sudden you see them crawling back to Steam. It's kind of like that. It's like, yeah, you can deny us right now, but we're big enough to where we don't need you, but you need us to get your games in front of more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if Game Pass becomes that, Sony will not be able to deny them because they'll need to sell their games because of the small pool that, I mean, they don't have a small pool, but they're bringing in the same players. You know, anyone who is going to buy a PS5 probably already has. You're selling your games to 60 million people, but Xbox has 30 million. So again, we're turning that 60 into 90. You know what I mean? It's more eyes on it, more potential customers. And if Game Pass explodes, that's it for the exclusivity. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. And in the chat, Remake Station said as well, like in this market, it'll take you so far. Times are changing. Like things, something has to give. So like all the beef and disagreements you've had with competition, you might have to come together and think of something because your consoles are not selling like they used to. Your games are not selling like they used to. Something needs to give. So if your rivals are selling consoles, it's almost as if you need to speak to your rival to say, you know what, you don't let them know that your consoles aren't selling, though they probably know anyway.
But there's quarterly earnings.
You need to broker a deal to say, right, we need to collaborate together to sort something because what's happening to us might also happen to you in the future.
But what I really like about what Xbox is doing is they are just completely. So they were playing checkers, the console wars. They were playing checkers. Xbox is like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go play Chutes and Ladders, or I think I'm gonna go play chess. They're playing a different game than PlayStation is playing right now. And what's funny, and Nas brought this up, PlayStation is sitting there still thinking, it's like, oh yeah, we won. It's like, dude, the game's changing is what's happening. And you are sitting there like, oh yeah, we won the console wars. It's like the console wars aren't a thing no more. You're gonna find yourself.
I know they're still living off like past success, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, but like you need to start thinking about what's happening next. It's not what you've done for me before; it's what you've done for me lately.
Yeah, and so I keep seeing articles that the PlayStation 5 is on track or selling more at the PlayStation 4's life cycle. Like, the comparing the life cycles at what point. And it's saying that PlayStation is selling more. I gotta say, man, 60 million, and we have probably 3 more years left before the PlayStation 6 comes out. I don't really see it because the PlayStation 4 sold like 114 million. I don't know if they'll see those numbers again. So PlayStation 1, I can't remember. I think it was like 90 million. PlayStation 2, 160. PlayStation 3.
They were record, didn't they? PlayStation 2. Yeah.
And so the PlayStation 3 sold like 85 million. The PlayStation 4, 114 million. You see PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Down
a little bit.
PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. And we'll have to see. I don't think it'll even make the PlayStation 4 numbers. I don't think it'll sell as many. I just don't think so.
Not. Because especially now, you got a lot of choices. Like you said, you got Steam Deck, you got Steam.
Oh man,
like there's more competition.
Yeah,
as well. You know, and going back to real life, these consoles are very expensive, and when real life wages are not matching inflation, then you're gonna see a dip, right?
Here, before we get off, dude, because it's getting a little late. But
yeah, that's cool, man.
Here's this. Oh, sweet. Okay, this. No, that's not it. So Xbox is working with I want to say the Rogue Ally, and they have like a mock-up of Xbox's. I bet it's just a concept, or is Rogue making the device and they're just putting the Xbox software on there? I don't know. You know what? Here, check this out. Let's look at this.
Yeah.
Before we sign off here.
Mm-hmm.
So it says here. It says new photos leaked from the FCC appear to confirm that an Xbox branded handheld gaming console is coming soon. A listing shows two versions of an Asus ROG Ally 2 handheld, dark model with the dedicated Xbox labeled button on the top, and a white version with the same button blacked out. The latter could carry a different function or be removed altogether from the production model. Okay, so the models it's not yet known what the Xbox. Okay, who cares? So this is what that looks like. I hate it. I think it looks god awful.
Oh gosh. Yeah, is that definite though, or
I bet this is just like a mock-up. I bet this isn't
probably
the end. So what I would want to see with this is just like what PlayStation did with the Portal. You know, cut your controller in half and then just put a screen in front of it. That's how I want to see. Because even from like when they introduced the Portal, I was like, dude, that is a gorgeous looking handheld. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Xbox should kind of follow that same kind of thing, because this looks awful. That looks so bad. It looks so bad.
Yeah, it is a mock-up if it indeed is the mock-up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can certainly see, because it's got this. If you look at an Xbox pad, it looks there's quite a lot of similarities, obviously with the joysticks and where the D-pad's located and the buttons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it looks alright so far. Obviously, that won't be the final design, but I think it looks alright so far.
I would love to see, like, I don't want that cutting off the handles. You know what I mean? With this part, I don't want to see that happening. I want those handles to stick out more. But you know, whatever. We'll have to see. It's like, if Xbox comes out with this as a handheld, I will definitely pass on that. You know, I still have a Steam Deck, so. But I would like to get an Xbox handheld, but it can't look like this. That is hideous to me. But go ahead. I'm so sorry. But yeah.
No, I was gonna say it's not. It's still a mock-up. It's still a mock-up. It's a mock-up. It looks promising.
Yeah, they're on the right track. I mean, any handheld. And like you were mentioning, the consoles are so expensive, and they're really expensive to make too. I think what they're going to do with this next generation or two, it might take them 2 generations to get to this, but they are going to copy Nintendo's homework. They're going to turn their consoles into either hybrids or just all-out handhelds, I think, because the overhead for that is much lower than an actual console. And you know, people like to be mobile. You could possibly sell a lot more of them, you know.
Yeah, what we got to remember as well, like with these devices, like, you know, it could be handheld or normal consoles. They always do another model of it, like a better version of it. So like with do you remember back in the day, Nintendo, Nintendo, what would you call it? The Game Boys. So obviously when you had the Game Boy, you had Game Boy Advance, so it evolved, and I think you had a Game Boy Advance Color, dare I say, or something along those lines. Can't remember now. Or was it Nintendo Color? I can't remember. But basically what I'm getting at is they'll bring out the first wave, and obviously they're going to look at the reception and think, right, what's the feedback like? And they might make improvements and bring out something else. So I think you've mentioned the PlayStation Portal. So they've obviously taken the feedback on board, whatever that feedback is. I'm not too familiar with it, but obviously people giving their feedback, I'm sure. Now there's rumors of another PlayStation Portal coming out. You know, so this might not be the first Xbox handheld device. This might not be the last. This might just be the first. Listen to feedback, and then they'll make another one.
Yep. Right on.
And this is Xbox, I think, their first ever handheld device.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know, inevitably there probably will be mistakes, right? Because it's their first ever device.
Yeah.
So they're learning this market, I imagine, because it's new to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on. Here, Bunny said, okay, guys, you both have a. Here, check this out.
Check this out.
There it is.
There it is.
We'll bring her down just a little bit. All right. So Bunny says, okay, guys, you both have a great day. I got to get some stuff done. See ya. Have a great day. Have a great,
and you,
great
Bunny,
one, Bunny.
Good one. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate that.
Remake Station 5, their consoles are selling. They just don't care as much about it because it's at a loss. This is true. I think the PlayStation 5 Pro is the only one they've sold what it actually costs, right? For, the longest time they were using the lost lead strategy where they'd sell the consoles at a loss and make up that money with games. So I think I want to say the PlayStation 5 Pro is the only one that they, it's like, this is how much it is so we can make money off of it. They say, of course, PlayStation is more popular. This is true. We got Scotty. Okay, at Little Bunny. Good to see you. Enjoy your day and the rest of the weekend. Yes, I know, right? Google with Android doesn't care that Apple is more desired with smartphones. Yeah, true. But they are legitimately competitors. They are legit competitors.
Google
with Android. Google with Android doesn't care that Apple is more desired with smartphones. So are we talking about like Google, like the Google Pixel, or are we talking about like let's keep going. Here is it. They just keep selling Android. Yeah. Are we talking about the software?
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's more a case of, right, Google have their market basically. Yeah. And it's doing what it's doing.
Right. Yeah.
So why do we need to do that? That's I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But that does make sense.
Right on.
That's based off the Xbox design. See, it's not terrible. See?
Yes, I know, right? Here it says, I don't like the Angular design, but it's not terrible. I just copy switch with more sleek, conservative. I 100% agree. But since they already have like a framework for the so let me ask you this: do you like how the Xbox controller feels in your hands?
Yeah.
Is it pretty comfortable?
I think it's the best control pad I've ever had, if I'm honest.
Cut it in half, put a screen in it.
Yeah. How long have you had that on your sleeve? That's actually quite funny. I was looking at the pad now thinking, that actually works though, right?
I'm not saying do it because PlayStation did it, but I mean they were on to something with that. Remake Station. Yes. Are you guys I'm in the US.
Yeah, I'm in the UK.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in England. Fox is in America. I can't remember where in America, but he's in America.
Yeah. Pacific Northwest. We're in the Pacific Northwest.
What about yourself, Remake Station? Whereabouts you from? We'll find out shortly.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Microsoft is betting on selling. We've been saying that for a while. This comment, Microsoft is. I don't think Microsoft is betting on selling a lot of consoles more. We've been saying that for a while.
It's like, but yeah. So, for all the Xbox guys out there, when the exclusivity stuff was coming out and they were kind of just slow walking it to the eventual, hey guys, we're not gonna do exclusives anymore, right? So it's like, man, if you like Xbox that much, buy an Xbox. You know what I mean? It's like they're losing to Sony 3-1. It's like, show Xbox some love if you love them so much. Oh, he's in the Chicago area. That's cool, man.
Oh, Chicago. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know what? I've always wanted to visit Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Chicago looks pretty cool. Yeah.
They got that big shiny bean there.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Remake Station, they no, they want to sell, but people just prefer Nintendo and PlayStation. But Xbox still sells quite a bit in the US. This is very true. Yep. They are at what, like 30 to 35 million? Yep. Last numbers I saw, they were at between there. Yep.
Still decent.
Yeah, not bad. But any last thoughts on what we talked about today?
Last thoughts. Well, firstly, shout out to Bunny and shout out to Remake Station for joining the chat.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining.
Other than that, my mind's quite opened based on what we've discussed about the whole Gears of War to PlayStation thing.
Yeah.
I was happy Gears is getting recognition. The other side of me was a bit unhappy because of, it's an Xbox exclusive.
Yes. Yeah.
But from a tactical financial perspective, it might make sense. Because if you put your game, your exclusive, on a console which is selling lots, you're generating a lot of leads, which can mean they buy your game and you get a cut out of it if there's royalties attached. So that's quite fascinating. I never saw it like that. So thank you, Fox.
Yeah.
I didn't
see
it like that.
I love Xbox for doing that. That was one of the reasons I held them to like a standard higher than PlayStation. PlayStation seems very, very corporate, but Xbox seemed more for the gamers. I mean, they still have their corporate, obviously, since they're increasing the prices, and I think they're doing it to funnel people into Game Pass. But it feels like they are more gamer friendly. They want gamers to be able to play their games no matter what platform they're on. I wish other companies would catch up with that. And that's one of the reasons I really like Xbox. Would I buy an Xbox? I have bought an Xbox, but would I buy an Xbox in this day and age? No, but I certainly will be playing Gears of War. Certainly will be doing that.
Well, let's not forget you're funding Microsoft. Let's not forget that.
Sheesh.
You just see Remake Station's message. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, very much so. It says, I will rewind, caught end of the show, but I listened to your show past few weeks. You guys do a good show and try to be unbiased, which is needed in this space. Yes.
Oh, thank you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that. That's made my morning. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
It says, I do like Sony that took huge risks with funding games big in PlayStation 4 era. This is true. They especially coming from the PS3 era when they were getting like just dogged on because, it's like they thought that their crap didn't stink. They thought they could just put a console out there and people would they were chomping at the bit for it. But they were like, nah, Xbox is cheaper. I'm gonna go get an Xbox.
Yeah, that's it. As the Remake Station said, like, times change, things change. You need to adapt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What about yourself? Any final thoughts?
I think it's really messed up what Nintendo's doing to Palworld and, freaking trying to appeal to their customers not to, join in a class action lawsuit. It's like, I think that's very grimy behavior from Nintendo. It's like the missteps Nintendo has been making lately, charging more for their games, the lawsuits, and then, appealing to customers. It seems very, very grimy behavior. As far as what was the other one that we talked about? Oh, the new studio from Sony, TeamLFG. I hope to see great things from them. I hope they do good. Like you were saying, Scotty, Herman Hulst fumbled big time, but you want to see lessons learned. TeamLFG is possibly them learning from their mistakes and making a good live service. Me personally, I'm just reiterating everything I said at the beginning, but they made their bones on single player games, adventure games.
That's what they're known for. Yeah.
And to see them fail so spectacularly at, the live service push, and they just won't let it go. I want to see them just make good games again, but I will stay hopeful because I want to see PlayStation succeed. I want to see Xbox succeed. I want to see Nintendo succeed. I want to play all the games. I want to play the games.
You're a gamer, right? At the end of the day, like as long as quality games are being made, then we will win.
Yes,
we will win. Like console wars aside, we will win.
Yep.
We will win.
Yep. Right on, man. But shoot, tell them where to find you, Scotty.
Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Scotty Boozy, YouTube, Scotty Boozy, Killer Instinct Games on there. I think I've got the video on Ghost of Tsushima where I give my review of how the game. Well, basically, it's not a shot at Ghost of Yotai, but it's a planting a seed suggestion why I think Ghost of Tsushima should have had a sequel.
Yeah,
rather a direct sequel.
And it is extremely thoughtful. And I didn't even look at it from the angle you presented it. And dude, it blew my mind. The way that you set it up, it absolutely blew my mind. And it had me. I'm still kind of excited for Yote, but what we missed out on.
Yes,
I'll never forgive Sucker Punch for that.
I know.
Forgive him for that.
I know. But I do need to upload another video at some point. It's been a while.
Right on.
Yeah, it has to be the right one. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, real life takes over as well. But I don't want to upload something for the sake of it. I want like people to think about it, talk about it, make it meaningful. I don't want to upload something which is just for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Right on. And all of your information will be in the description. So for everyone watching, if you catch it at the tail end, you missed it, it'll be in the description so you can find his videos. And
check out this guy too. Check out this guy too, man. He's all right. I'm gonna check out his stuff.
No, this guy is freaking sick. I love him. Right on. Let me go ahead and close this out, and then freaking I'm gonna get to bed, dude. I'm gonna be tired tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's all right. Yeah, we'll get it.
You done this shift, man. You done this shift. But thank you, Fox.
Yes, of course.
Catch anytime. On the other side, man.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Seriously, thank you to Scotty Boozy for joining me this morning. It's freaking awesome. Always have fantastic conversations. Like he mentioned, go ahead and visit his X, his YouTube. Very, very thoughtful stuff always going on. And it'll all be in the description. Our stuff is down there too. We've got a plethora of live streams and videos that you can go through. Reviews, game news, whatever you're into is probably there. But thank you for everyone. Shout out to John DBZ. Forgot you last time. Never again. John DBZ, Lord Beerus, Bunny, Remake Station 5. Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate it. And to everyone else that I forget. Oh, Nas, Ken, GG. Miss all of you guys. Yeah. Miss all of you guys. But thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And until next time, keep it casual. Peace.